The car care season 2023 is just around the corner, and I'm sure you're just as excited as I am to wash, care for, and seal our cars regularly again after the harsh winter. In this video, I want to get you a bit excited for the season start and especially provide you with products, techniques, and tips that should make washing at the self-service box a lot of fun. These are products that personally bring me a lot of joy, that smell pleasant, that are easy to work with, and that offer excellent product performance. And so, without much fuss, let's get started with this video. Does it always have to be that incredibly annoying stinky wheel cleaner with a wig indicator? My very clear answer to this question is no. We can also clean our tires and wheels in a gentler and more pleasant way. And that's why I have chosen products for the 2023 season start that will bring you joy. The Chemical Guys Diablo Gel Wheel Cleaner is detestado. It is essentially a wheel shampoo that you can either fill into a foam sprayer or a pump sprayer, just as I have done. You can also put it in a separate wash bucket and then grab, as I did, a wheel brush, 2 wheel gloves, and then you simply work on your wheels manually. What the Diablo brings with it is an unbelievably wow. You send an incredibly delicious bubblegum-like, cherry-like scent that will spread everywhere while cleaning your wheels. For tire cleaning, I chose my current favorite tire cleaner, the Dodo Juice New Look, because it cleans extremely well. You can already see when spraying that the tires start to turn brownish. What makes the Dodo Juice No Look so special is that, in my view, it is particularly material friendly. It has never caused any material damage on any wheels, and it also smells very, very pleasantly fresh and zesty like orange. And with these products, cleaning the wheels is just a lot of fun. Let's take a look at it together now. One of the most important principles in car care is that we treat and wash our car as gently as possible. And that's why I have now chosen a gentle and above all enjoyable snow foam in a hand pump sprayer, namely the Stiana Gloss Snoo, which has a captivating, bounty coconut-like scent. You only need a very small amount here in such a hand pump sprayer, and you can treat and spray your entire car with it at the self-service box. After that, you rinse off the snow foam, completing the pre-cleaning, and then I chose, not the cheapest shampoo, no it is not, but one that glides incredibly well, smells very pleasant, like peach, and reliably produces a lot of foam, namely the Dodo Juice Born to be Malt. As I said, this is not the cheapest shampoo, but when I consider that we are only talking about a few cents difference, when I think about the dilution in the wash bucket, then it's completely fine if we occasionally choose products that are not the cheapest, but that work extremely well, reliably, safely, and gently during hand washing. And especially when you combine it with good washing tools, you have an incredibly pleasant glide film that makes hand washing an unforgettable experience. I have now chosen the Nanolex Ultra Soft Wash Pad here, which simply appeals to me with its design. Yes, it may sound brutal now, but I feel like I'm gliding over the paint with a very soft, gentle hamster. That's why I call it that. Then I also chose the Chemical Works wash with 1600 GSM, and especially the FX Protect Ultra Glide Wash, which I consider to be one of the best gliding wash mitts over the paint. After rinsing off the shampoo, I decided on an intermediate step because I wanted to properly seal the car afterward. I told myself that I also wanted to remove the mineral deposits from the paint that the pre-wash and hand wash couldn't get off. For that, I chose the FX Protection Arctic Eye Shampoo. It is an acidic car shampoo in terms of pH value. This means that if you have sealed a car, you shouldn't necessarily use it regularly. But especially if you either put it back in the pump sprayer or, as I did, pour it into the wash mitts and then go over the car again, you simply help your paint to free itself from these mineral deposits, lime and so on, which then leads to better adhesion for the sealing afterward. And again, there are other acidic shampoos and pre-cleaners that may be even more efficient. There are definitely some that do not work as well as the Arctic Ice, but only very few that come with this incredibly delicious ice candy scent. And again, that is a real experience. We stay on the topic of gentle cleaning and gentle car care because to clean the door edges, entry areas and so on, I chose the Einso Primus. This is a pre-cleaner / all-purpose cleaner that is completely unusual in being pH neutral, yet still cleans very, very reliably. And especially in these entry areas where I can't always be 100% sure that enough water gets there to rinse away the cleaner residues, I know with this one that it won't cause me any long-term damage. I currently have the exact same problem as many of you. I can't wash my car at home, and I don't have my own washing bay here. That means I have to drive to a self-service box that is a bit further away, wash my car there, and then drive home to carry out the final steps here. That's exactly why I told myself to use a so-called drying aid, namely Sienna Gloss Smooth. This product here is a real drying aid for me because I spray it onto the paint, which causes the standing water film that I have on the car after washing to coalesce into individual droplets. The product definitely does that. But what is much more important is that it creates an incredibly beautiful paint smoothness. And because of this paint smoothness, drying the vehicle is simply easier as the cloth can glide and slide better over the paint, significantly reducing the risk of scratching the paint with the drying cloths. To get rid of the dirt that I collected on the car during the drive home, I opted for a classic quick detailer, specifically one that I really like, which does everything and meets all my expectations of a quick detailer, namely the Infinity Wax Rapid Detailer. It comes in pink and blue, both smell exactly the same, namely with a quite pleasant, sweet scent, which I would describe as cotton candy-like. The crucial point, however, is that it cleans very well, primarily creates a lubricating film so that I can remove this dirt from the car more easily and above all, gently, in combination with the paint smoothness that I have already achieved. This works quite safely and reliably in the sense of a dry wash. No, that doesn't make sense from that perspective because I have applied other sealing products afterwards and we are very critical on this channel when it comes to the topic of topping. However, in this video and generally in car care, it's not always about doing things that make sense. And for heaven's sake, it has to be said, topping is also fun to a certain extent. Since I have now prepared my paint, that means it has been cleaned and freed from the light dirt from the drive home. So the next step was sealing. Here I chose two products. On one hand, the Dodo Juice Iron Gloss, which is a classic paint sealant or polymer sealant that I am currently testing a bit for you, and because it has some really cool properties for me. On one hand, very strong depth effects, which means I will cover up light paint effects with it. On the other hand, the iron gloss creates a beautiful paint smoothness. And most importantly, it produces a stunningly beautiful finish because it creates a very strong color refresh or paint darkening and results in an absolutely crystal clear finish on the paint. But since this video is about having fun together and I want to recommend products that bring joy and are enjoyable, what came next? How could it be otherwise? You know I am a huge fan of paste waxes. The Neo Wax No 1 is applied, from my personal perspective, one of the best all-round waxes available on the market because it is incredibly easy to use, it brings a very nice hydrophobic effect and it will last quite a long time. The paint smoothness is also very convincing, and above all, this here is the red edition, which is currently still available at Waschguru. It was absolutely very limited, so get it quickly if you want it, because it brings a cinnamon gingerbread cookie-like scent that pervades throughout the air when you apply it. And that is exactly what I think of when I think of fun in car care. And that is why I want to warmly recommend such a product to you. In the next step, we will focus on the finishing work. I have chosen a product that personally brings me joy and it's fun to use, namely the Shiny Garage Cocoa Booster. Why? It's already in the name, Cocoa, namely a beautiful coconut-like scent that definitely spreads while applying. And you will see it in the footage shortly. It is incredibly easy and quick to apply. I spray it onto an applicator. Here, I have chosen the ADBL one-shot applicator because they are small, practical, handy, and affordable. I spread it all over the tire, and you will see it goes incredibly quickly, easily and pleasantly. And it doesn't matter if you need to apply it here more often. And then it was about the unpainted plastic parts which the Mini traditionally has around the wheel arches. There are plastic care products like sand by the sea, and the most sensible would be a ceramic sealant, which would last the longest. But when it comes to fun, I also want to use something here where I feel like I'm massaging it into the plastic parts and that it gives me joy during application. That's exactly what Dodo Juice Tainted Black does. The interior is just as important. The first step, I directly used the vacuum cleaner on site at the self-service box to remove the coarse dirt. Once home, I first took care of the coarse dirt on the plastic parts, especially in the typical lower areas on the doors, where we often scrape with our shoes. I have now chosen the Einzelcore or core for the entire interior, which, to be honest, if you're not dealing with extremely heavy dirt, these interior detailers and quick cleaners all clean about equally well. The core does that too. The core, however, dries completely streak-free and provides a very light refreshment of the plastic. And that's exactly what I wanted in the interior, and it is safe on all materials. This means, for example, on wood, rough surfaces, or navigation screens. And what's more, it brings an incredibly, I could rave about it all day, an incredibly pleasant banana shake-like scent. Now, talking about leather cleaning and care products being fun is a bit difficult, but listen to me. I will explain why I chose this. On one hand, because the cleaners, I know, are very gentle and soft, do not damage the leather when applied correctly. This means not using a melamine sponge or a brush, but simply the gentle leather cleaning sponge from LMX. That's one thing. And because I know that I won't damage anything here and can just focus on the result, on the clean steering wheel and the clean leather parts, for example on the seats, that already brings me joy and relief. However, it's more about the conditioner. No, it doesn't smell particularly strong. I don't think it stinks. It is already. I do think it brings a pleasant scent with it. But what it's really about here is that once you've applied it and let it dry, it gives a feeling on the steering wheel that sounds silly, but the steering wheel feels clean. It is grippy, it is not slippery. In a word, I would summarize it as feeling luxurious. And this feeling, this tactile experience, I have not encountered with any other leather care or leather sealant so far. That is also something that can contribute to the enjoyment of car care. For the be. To these empty faces. On the death of diet, I'm going to show you what you eat. Just be dance under this flash. I personally always do the glass cleaning at the very end because I don't want to get greasy or smudgy fingerprints from tire care, plastic care, or wax on the glass after I've painstakingly cleaned it. That's why I always do it last, both outside and inside. To be honest, it has become more difficult to find bad glass cleaners because many work very, very well. Again, the focus is on fun and joy in car care. And so I choose one that not only works well, that not only cleans well and evaporates nicely on its own, but also has a pleasant scent. All glass cleaners have a slight alcohol-like smell. But this one, the official scent description is fruit, so fruity. And yes, exactly that. It smells a bit like a freshly made fruit salad. Very, very pleasant. I prefer to combine the ADBL glass cleaner with classic waffle towels. And I like to use slightly thicker waffle towels. And these here from Shiny Garage, the so-called wafers, I can highly recommend to you in this regard. When you take so much time and effort in the exterior and interior cleaning and care, you want to feel for a bit longer that you have done a proper job here. Personally, I like the Bold Spice from Dodo Juice the best because it is really special. Not only because it is not just a very specific scent direction, it is a blend of many different ones, and above all, it is a noble scent direction. It doesn't go too much in a perfume-like direction, nor does it go too much into an exaggerated cinnamon, gingerbread-like direction. But there is a bit of everything in it. It reminds me a of a Christmas market where this very light scent of mulled wine, gingerbread and cinnamon cookies is in the air, but only very lightly, just lightly hinted. And that's exactly why I chose the Bold Spice. All the products I mentioned and showed you can be found linked in the video description below. That means if you really liked one or the other product here and would like to try it out for yourself, you are welcome to do so. But above all, I hope, because that was the goal of this video, that I could get you excited for the start of the 2023 car care season. If you enjoyed the video, especially if it inspired you to do something with your car again, we would be very happy if you signaled that with a thumbs up, supported the channel with a free subscription, and tuned in for the next video. Bye.